Hi everyone, welcome back to Books with Karen. I'm Karen. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, thanks so much for coming across, and it would be really nice if you could subscribe. Just hit the little subscribe button. It really helps boost me up YouTube algorithm. Today's video is a collaboration with the lovely Deb from Gigiongower. I will put her channel on the screen here, and I'll also link to it in the description box and in a pinned comment at the top. Deb asked me if I'd like to do a collaboration with her on books that we might want to read during autumn. So she decided it would be great if we could pick 6 books that we would want to read from September, October, November, which is essentially autumn. So I thought that was a great idea for a collaboration. I think when it gets to autumn, you know, when the nights are getting darker, if you live in the UK, the nights are getting darker, it's getting colder, you want to curl up on the settee with a nice, hot coffee or a hot chocolate or a warm tea, and just read a good book. So I've picked a selection of 6. It wasn't an easy thing to do, actually, because I've got a few books on the bookshelves. And I'm thinking I want to pick a couple of books that are kind of atmospheric, a couple of books that are to do with maybe Halloween, because that'll be coming up, and maybe a couple of books that are just cozy kind of books to read, heartwarming kind of things. So I think I've picked some things like that. So I'll just go through them and let you know what they are. And then once you've watched this one, you can go across and watch Deb's video and see what books she's chosen to read during the autumn. And don't forget to comment down below which books you think you're going to read during autumn. What's your favourite cozy book to curl up with? It doesn't have to be cozy, could be a horror. But what's your favourite book to curl up with during the autumn time? So let's get started. In fact, the first one is, it's a book that's on my Kindle. I don't actually have a physical copy of it, and I may have to rectify that, because this is a book I'm going to reread. I'm going to treat myself to rereading it. And it's called The Other Side of Midnight by Sydney Sheldon. I'm just going to have to let my cat in because she's scratching at the door. Milo doesn't like it when I shut the door. She likes to know what's going on. So do you want to say meow? Do you want to say hello to everybody? No? You want to be down? I'll feed you in a minute. So, like I was saying, sorry for the interruption, this is a book called The Other Side of Midnight by Sydney Sheldon, and it's one of my favourite ever books. I read it back in the 80s. I've remembered the plot. It's not one of those books where I've forgotten what happened, because I've remembered what happens. I just love the story. And it's basically, it follows the characters of Noelle, Larry and Catherine. And in the beginning, Noelle has a kind of short-lived affair with Larry. She is a kind of simple girl from, I think it's Paris, and he is a lieutenant in the Air Force, and the American Air Force, and they meet during the war, and I think they're together for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and she falls in love, and he says, wait and I'll come back for you, and he doesn't come back. And the story is basically her trying to get Larry back to her. She wants her revenge. And in the meantime, he marries Catherine. And the plot is just, it's so fascinating, what love can do to somebody. It's a very gripping read. It is a page turner. So I'm going to reread that during autumn. If anybody else wants to read it at the same time, we can let each other know what we thought. But I already know that I love it. The second book that I chose to read during autumn is one that I bought from a second-hand bookshop earlier this year, and it is Daphne du Maurier collection of short stories called Not After Midnight. It's 5 long stories, but they are short considering that that's not one story. I'm just going to have to put my specs on so I can read what it says. I should have done this first, shouldn't I? I don't like wearing my specs on camera because they do give a glare. So it says, I won't read you the whole thing, Daphne du Maurier's occasional volumes of short stories have always shown how compellingly she could make our flesh creep. Think of The Brilliant The Birds and that truly horrifying story Kiss Me Again, Stranger. This new collection, which contains 5 long stories, makes exactly the same stunning, sinister impact. So I have been, when I bought this, I thought I want to get to reading that soon, and I didn't. So I thought autumn would be a good time to read something that's going to be atmospheric and creepy. I have read Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and I did like it. I don't think it was as fantastic as other people have said it was, but I would have probably given it a solid 4 stars. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading the short stories. If you've read this one, let me know what you thought, because I hadn't heard of it. So yeah, looking forward to reading that one. The next book is the one I've just gotten out of the library, so I'm going to have to get to this quickly unless I renew it. And it's a Korean bestseller, and it is, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Yeonnam-dong's Smiley Laundromat. My apologies if I've mispronounced that. And it's by Kim Yeon. Again, apologies for the pronunciation. I'm getting into some Korean, Japanese translated books recently, and I'm really enjoying them. The Tales from the Cafe, the Before the Coffee Gets Cold books. Really enjoyed that one, and I've read a couple of other kind of Korean, Japanese translated books. And the kind of gentle books, there's nothing major happens in them. They are just nice stories that usually leave you feeling kind of warm and cozy, and they have some kind of wisdom to impart, morals and all that. So yeah, I do have a few Japanese or Korean books on my list that I want to read, and this one was one of them. So when I saw it in the library, I thought I've got to pick that up. It says, I will take it, this is what other authors have said, I will take out this book and read it over and over again whenever my skin needs warmth. I mean, even just that makes you want to read it. Somebody else says, a book that everyone should read at least once. It warms my heart like a blanket just taken out of the dryer. I mean, if that doesn't say autumn, I don't know what does. So it says, situated at the heart of a rapidly gentrifying district of Seoul, the Yeonnam-dong Smiley Laundromat is a place where the extraordinary stories of ordinary residents unfold. It is already a haven of tranquility and reflection for locals, but when someone leaves a notebook behind, the laundromat becomes a place that brings people together. One by one, customers start jotting down candid diary entries, opening their hearts and inviting acts of kindness from neighbours who were once just faces in the crowd. But there is more to the notebook than first appears, and before long the laundromat's regulars are teaming up to solve a mystery and help its former owner find peace. A heartwarming, healing debut that instantly captured the hearts of Korean readers. This is a novel about the preciousness of human relationships and the power of solidarity in a world that is increasingly cold, fast-paced and virtual. That just sounds awesome, and it looks like I'm the first person to take this one out. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that one. The next one is a book that I picked up in a charity shop earlier this year, and I did talk about it in a book haul that I did, and it's called The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. I just thought that was kind of a Halloween-y vibe about it. It says, 1873, at an abandoned chateau on the outskirts of Paris, a dark seance is about to take place, led by acclaimed spiritualist Vaudeline Delair, known worldwide for her talent in conjuring the spirits of murder victims to ascertain the identities of the people who killed them. She is highly sought after by widows and investigators alike. Leanne Wicks has come to Paris to find answers about her sister's death, but to do so she must embrace the unknown and overcome her own logic-driven bias against the occult. When Vaudeline is beckoned to England to solve a high-profile murder, Lena accompanies her as an understudy. But as the women team up with the powerful men of London's exclusive seance society to solve the mystery, they begin to suspect that they are not merely out to solve a crime, but perhaps entangled in one themselves. So that sounds just the thing to read around the kind of Halloween time. Yeah, that should be good. The next one is one I got from TK Maxx, and I think I have talked about this on the channel as well, and it is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott with this absolutely beautiful, beautiful cover. I was drawn to the cover of this book, and amazingly, at the age of 62, I have never read Little Women. I haven't seen the film, didn't watch a series if there is one, never read it. Which shame on me because it's a classic. So I'm going to read Little Women this autumn. I think it is sad. I have heard about it, but I think it is a book that you could curl up with definitely and read. It says it follows the lives of the four March sisters as they navigate love, loss and personal growth during the Civil War era. A timeless classic, it captures the essence of family resilience and the pursuit of dreams, remaining a cornerstone of American literature. I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship. So yeah, apart from that, I don't really know much about it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to grips with a good classic of Little Women. And the last one of my 6 books that I want to read for autumn is A Discovery of Witches. And again, I talked about this in a recent haul that I did. I tried to get into the series of this on TV and I couldn't. I couldn't get past the first episode. I don't know why. Because I love anything to do with witches, vampires, werewolves, all of that fantasy kind of stuff. I'm really into it. But for some reason, I couldn't get into the TV series. I did get some comments when I showed this in my haul from people who said they really enjoyed this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. It is a large print book, which I really like, because my eyes aren't that good, and so it's much better to have the large print. What does it say about it? Deep in the stacks of Oxford's Bodleian Library, young scholar Diana Bishop unwittingly calls up a bewitched alchemical manuscript in the course of her research. Descended from an old and distinguished line of witches, Diana wants nothing to do with sorcery, so after a furtive glance and a few notes, she banishes the book to the stacks. But her discovery sets a fantastical underworld stirring, and a horde of demons, witches and vampires soon descends upon the library. Diana has stumbled upon a coveted treasure lost for centuries, and she is the only creature who can break its spell. I mean, it sounds right up my street. I don't know whether it was the actors in the series that I couldn't get to grips with, but hopefully the book will work for us. But I thought that's definitely got to be on my list for, a read over the October period for Halloween. So those are my 6 books that I want to get read during September, October, November. So I've got plenty of time, as well as the monthly TBRs that I'm giving myself that are taking us a little bit longer to read than what I would have hoped. But, life gets in the way, so hey-ho. I am reading Dracula at the moment. I have mentioned this before. I'm reading Dracula, and I'm going to be reviewing this, the book Bram Stoker's Dracula versus the film Bram Stoker's Dracula with my son Simon. Very soon, definitely in September, we're going to be reviewing it. I'm almost finished this, and I think he's almost finished it as well. So, yeah, we will review Dracula in September. So you can look forward to that if that's the kind of thing you want to read. So don't forget to go over and see what Deb has got on her 6 books to read during autumn. She's so lovely. Her channel is a lifestyle channel, so she does videos about lots of different things, about her life. I think she's done some clothing stuff. She does book stuff. She just does some garden stuff. She does bits of everything, and she's a really lovely lady. You've probably seen her on my live book reviews for the book club, because she often takes part in that as well. So it was really great to do a collaboration with her. So thanks so much, Deb, for asking me to do it. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope you found that interesting, and I'll see you on the next one.